Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Just me and RoboCup here for another exciting book review. I I grew up watching westerns. There was a whole year sort of phase that I went through where I would watch westerns uh, once or twice a week, and I'd have a huge marathon where I was either watching a movie starring Lee Van Cleef or Clint Eastwood, possibly both. I was never too much into John Wayne. I know I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for that, but I something about Eastwood and Van Cleef's portrayals always resonated with me. Um, they were badass but human at the same time. You know, they weren't muscle bound men running around the jungle, uh, just one man armies. It's just when Eastwood or Van Cleef would take on an entire town full of people, you felt the urgency, but at the same time they were still cool about it. That they weren't wimps. Um, and I have to admit I haven't read a whole lot of westerns. In fact, I think today's book, which is Beyond the Horizon by Ryan Ireland, may very well be the only Western I've ever read. I can't really recall reading any other ones. Sure, comic books. I've read comic book westerns, you know, Jonah Hex, but this is the only book I think I've read that's a western. And Beyond the Horizon is a great read. I absolutely love it when uh, an author, an artist, director, actor, whatever takes risks and takes everything that you know about a certain subject and just turns it on its head. Um, I think there's a cliche that in every Western movie is like you can always pick them out that it's like sure the West is dirty and sandy in movies, but I don't think it comes across as bad as it really was. You know, not a whole lot of people showered, brushed their teeth. Everybody was pretty poor. Not a whole lot of people were, you know, not everybody in town had a freaking pistol. Uh, and it's funny. He establishes that in this book in a smart and almost humorous way, like not like haha funny, but it's done appropriately. Let's just say that. But another thing is it pays homage, whether intentionally or unintentionally, to the man with no name, because there's literally not a named character that I can think of in this book. Everybody either goes by a certain title, like the sheriff. The two main characters is the man and the stranger. So, and there's a certain contrast between the man and the stranger, and they at the very beginning of the story they meet and then they kind of go on their separate ways. I don't want to give anything away because you got to read it for yourself. I'm not going to spoil anything because there's a lot of really good twists and turns, and you get to see their respective journeys and how they differ, and they kind of intertwine with each other too in a certain way. And the stranger, in my mind, what is right is an excellent. I don't know if I want to say villain, but he's he's not a black and white character. He's there's a certain complexity, and you still don't know a whole lot about him by the end of the book. You sort of the author lets you sort of fill it in on your own, but it's like, of course, I mentioned Lee Van Cleef the entire time because because of how cool and cold and calculating this character was. Um, and there's a certain supernatural element to it as well. And it's like, is this guy an alien? Is he immortal? Is he from the future, past, whatever? You don't really know who he is. He gives hints to it, but it's a well maintained mystery. And the other character, the man, he he's sort of this character that he's had a rough childhood, but he's a good man. He's taking care of this woman who is pregnant with a child that's not his, and he's kind of set on this journey by the stranger, and during this journey he recounts a lot of his childhood, and that's where you get a good sense of how rough westerns really are, is through this guy's childhood. And the stuff, this it's very stylistic. Like Ryan has his own voice. It's not it it's daring in the sense that it's not written in the necessarily conventional sense. Uh, I don't know. There's a certain style to it. I can't quite put my finger on it, and that's what I loved about it, was that it felt like its own style and its own thing. Like, yeah, it's defined as a supernatural western, but he writes it in his own voice, and I'm looking forward to whatever other books he begins to publish. Uh, like his next one, Ghosts of the Desert. I'll be certain to be, hopefully, maybe even second in line to get that book. But I enjoyed Beyond the Horizon very, very much. I would highly recommend it, even if you don't read westerns, because like, I certainly have never read a western, like I said earlier. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a fantastic read. If you're looking for something different, something to exceed your expectations, something that is just kind of out of left field, this is a great book to pick up. Um, I write horror. I'm mostly into horror, but this was a good thing for me to branch out into, because it sort of extended my horizons. Huh, see what I did there? But yeah, make sure you follow Ryan on Twitter. Get his book. Get his next book, because I'm sure that'll be fantastic as well. Again, it's Beyond the Horizon by Ryan Ireland. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out my author page. See ya.